A very good morning to you. Welcome. We're in that strange period, aren't we, between the excitement of Christmas and the promise of the new year. Some take it as an opportunity to look back on the year. In a strange way, we did that, didn't we? When we were in the first lockdown, we reflected on our lives and we reflected on the things that we did and the pattern of our lives, because we had the opportunity to stop and take stock. And there's a sense in which we do the same thing when we come to the end of a year, don't we? Or at least the world seems to do that. Look back on the old year and see the New Year's Day as the beginning, like turning the page in a diary or in a book and having a new page, an opportunity to change things. And people think, don't they, in terms of New Year's resolutions. I think as Christians we do that quite frequently. We do that perhaps in Lent. And as I say, last year we did it, didn't we, when we were in that first lockdown and we had to stop doing so many things that we were always doing. And we had the opportunity to actually look at everything we'd been doing and see whether the Lord wanted us to take any of them up again or to put them down. And we had the opportunity to reassess, reevaluate all those things. But I was thinking today about the unchangingness of God. You know, we need these things. We need these moments to reassess, these moments to come before Him and say, what do you want me to do this coming year, this new year? But there's a sense in which every day is new to God. And every day is an opportunity for a new start, a fresh start. And I was looking at a lovely 4 verses there in Psalm 102. Let me just read them to you. Of old, thou, that is God, thou didst lay the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of thy hands. They will perish, but thou dost endure. They will all wear out like a garment. Thou changest them like raiment, and they pass away. But thou art the same, and thy years have no end. The children of thy servants shall dwell secure. Their posterity shall be established before thee. It's a lovely promise, is there? Thou art the same, thy years have no end. There's no counting the years that God has been and always will be. He was and is to come. He is the God of the past, the present, and the future. And this idea that the heavens, even the heavens and the earth, will perish, but God endures. God is the stable thing in our life. God is the one thing that doesn't move, doesn't change. Everything around us changes. Our appearance changes as we age. Our clothing changes as the weather changes. The weather changes. Our relationships change. Our children grow up, and suddenly they're not children anymore, but they're adults and they have children of their own. And we pray for them and we long for them to have knowledge of Jesus the way that we do. Everything changes, but God does not change. God is the one who endures. Thou art the same, and thy years have no end. The children of thy servants shall dwell secure. Their posterity shall be established before thee. That's our prayer. And as we do approach what for us is a significant day, the new year, the day we turn the page and we say goodbye to the old year. Many people look at this period of time and they say, oh, 2020 has been a dreadful year. It'll be better. As if just moving across that midnight moment changes everything. And in reality, it doesn't, does it? But in our thinking it does. And it offers up us a new start. Well, God offers you a new start today, a new start. Look back on 2020 if you must. And I know for the first service in the new year. Most churches, and our church certainly is doing that, is asking people to think back over the year and think about what God has done. Not think about the negatives, but think about how God has helped us, in what ways God has helped us, and how we have managed to weather what has been the most unusual year that any of us have ever faced. What a strange year it's been. And the new year offers new promises, really. Promises of a change in the situation that we're living through, a change in our circumstances as a nation, and our change for us as people. Let us embrace the new year with hope and with expectation that God is going to do something new. Terry and I have had the opportunity, because we've been on Zoom so much. Gosh, I didn't know Zoom existed this time last year. But we've had the opportunity on Zoom to meet with the church that my daughter Rachel goes to regularly in Purley, South London, or Croydon, really. And it's been lovely to join with Grace Vineyard Church, and there's lots of their services and sermons and things online, and you can catch up with some of them if you want to. Some of their preaching, a very lovely, very, very family-orientated church, very friendly, very open and very welcoming. And it's been lovely at a distance. Many people have joined them at a distance on Zoom. This is the advantage of Zoom. It's wonderful. But they have something they do every year. They ask God for a word, a single word for themselves as they live through a new year. A word to perhaps do a Bible study on, and to explore, and to aim at, perhaps, or to think this is the word God has for me. One person said the word they had was hope for this new year, and for last year was witness. And it's interesting. It's an interesting thought. Terry and I were reflecting when we were with them on Sunday that we actually both had a word last year, but without asking God for a word. There was a word that emerged during the year, and for me it was as I thought about all the things I did, and I was involved in so many things. The word I had was availability, that whatever I chose to take up again at the end of lockdown and when we became freer, I must make sure I was available for anything God might ask me to do. I mustn't be too busy. So that was a word for me. And Terry's word was wait. And he found himself waiting with expectation. We don't know what we're going to think about a word. It might be something you'd like to think about as you approach the new year. Ask the Lord, is there a particular thing you want to teach me this year? Is there something you want me to focus on this year? The person who had chosen hope said it was interesting that there were almost as many verses with the word hope in it in the Bible as there are days of the year, and that it would take her all year to read all the verses if she read one a year. I don't know what you're going to think about, but that's an interesting idea, to have something to focus on, because we need something in these days when every day seems the same, something to engage ourselves in as we go from day to day. So let's be blessed as we approach New Year's Eve, as we think about how enduring God is, and how his days, every day is a new day for God. Every day is an opportunity to spend more time with him, an opportunity to hear his voice, an opportunity to study. Let's not waste all this opportunity in longing for something we can't have at the moment. Let's make the most of what we can have. And have a great day today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.